ends tomorrow, Thursday. You will see the link sent out as well to submit your points. You can look at Slack. You can do that now too if you finished your bingo cards. If you have any questions about that, just let me know. I'm going to pull that waiver down. We're going to get moving. All right, so we're starting. I say nice and easy, but we're starting right off with some balance. So if you need to, as always, hold on to a wall, your desk, your chair, whatever you need to. But I want you to put your foot out. We'll start with our left, and we're going to point and flex our foot. So when we do this, I want you to think about activating the muscles that are doing the work. So when I flex, my shin muscle here is working to pull my foot up. And then when I point, my calf muscle should contract to point the toe. So instead of just kind of passively doing it, I want you to really think about those muscles moving to make, or those muscles activating to make your foot move. There's going to be plenty of balance chances in this class, so don't hesitate to use something to hold on to for this one. Go ahead and switch legs. Right leg comes out, point, and flex. Hopefully, if you've been joining this class for the last 2 months now, wow, since the new year, you're noticing some improvements in your balance. That, as you guys well know, goes beyond just balance challenges, but feeling more confident walking on uneven ground, doing different exercise movements. Hopefully you're noticing that. Go ahead and rest. So now I want both feet on the floor, and this one, it might help at first to hold on to something, but it's going to require a lot of control, especially if you want to challenge that balance. So we're going to come up on our toes into a calf raise, and then we're going to lower down and come up on our heels into a toe raise. So it's really that toe raise that feels a little bit awkward at first without holding on to something and kind of balancing. So if you need to, just lightly hold on. But if not, when you rock back, engaging your core and really gently lifting those toes, you can find some balance there. As I've mentioned a lot in this class, our balance comes from our core and our glutes, the center of our bodies. So even though our feet are moving, these two things need to be active in order to help us with that balance. We have one more here. Lift, lower, back, and rest. Go ahead and shake it out. We're going to come into some leg cradles. So an option here is to lean against a wall. You could use a door, or you could even sit in a chair if your balance is like absolutely not for this one today. Again, there'll be another challenge coming up. So we're going to shift our weight into our left leg. We're going to lift our right leg, grab right kind of underneath our knee, and then grab our ankle and come into almost a figure 4 stance, and then release and switch. So because this requires balance, I want you to move really slow. It's getting some good movement in that hip joint, and then a stretch in that hip as well. So again, if you need help with that balance, leaning against a wall and doing it works great. And then sitting in a chair, you can do the same thing. These muscles are connected to our low back. So this can really release a lot of tension in our hips, up into our spines. Let's do one more on each side. Good. Go ahead and release. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see a little better. We're going to do some kickbacks here. So we're shifting our weight to our left. This is where I want you to start to challenge yourself with that balance a little bit. We're going to lift our right foot off the ground, take it back, bring it up right about to hip height, so like you're marching, and then swing it back again. So you can modify by tapping your toe down in between each movement. And then your arms can be out wherever is most helpful. Sometimes it's helpful for people to have them on their hips, maybe out to the sides. But again, this should be a really slow movement. And our cores are finding that balance. So when I kick back, my cheek squeezes, my core engages, so that the rest of my body doesn't really move, just that right leg moves. Up and back. Let's do one more on this leg. Bring it forward, bring it back, and we'll switch sides. So shift your weight to your right leg, standing tall. Right away, we're going to squeeze that right glute, pull the core in, left leg lifts, take it back. Get forward and back. Nice and slow, especially if you find that you're kind of having to set that foot down a lot, just start to slow it down a little bit more. Bring it up really slow and take it back. That pendulum swing throws off our center of gravity. So the slower we move, the more opportunity we have to kind of catch that balance. You might notice that your feet start to get tired here. That's okay, that's normal. They're working, those muscles in your feet are working to hold your balance. To take some pressure off, you can squeeze that glute a little bit more of the standing leg. 2 more here. Find that spot to focus on. Last one. And rest. All right, here's our main balance challenge of today. So shifting your weight to your left leg, I want you to screw that foot into the ground so you have connection between your big toe, little toe, and heel. And then I want you to squeeze that glute. You have activation all the way up through and kickstand your right leg. So some of us might need to just stay here for today. As you can tell, that's already kind of a balance challenge. If you want to progress, I want you to bring that foot right to your calf. So right below your knee. We don't want any pressure on that knee joint. My knee is pushed out to the side or turned out to the side. This might be enough for you. You're like, I'm wobbling plenty. If you want to progress, you're going to help that foot up your leg above your knee. So again, not putting pressure on that knee joint. The knee is an external rotation. This is your biggest challenge here foot-wise. So we want our foot in our inner thigh or our foot in our calf to push against each other. I'm squeezing my right cheek so my right leg opens up. My core is engaged. If you want a bigger challenge here, I want you to lift your arms up overhead and hold here. So you need to find that spot to focus on. Our shoulders are relaxed. If you can find some stability here, some stillness, you can start to wave your arms like you're a tree waving in the wind. Side to side, trying to maintain balance. You can do this challenge at any level of foot position. So even if your toes are on the ground, on your calf, you can add this new challenge in. Just a few more seconds here. Maybe you add in an extra variation for 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and control release. So release that foot and step it down. All right, we're switching sides. So setup is the same. We screw our foot into the ground. Our leg is active all the way up. I'm going to kickstand my left foot. Find stability here first. Core, glute. Left leg comes up to my calf. My knee is out. I squeeze my left cheek. Find stability. And then if I can move on, I'm going to pull that foot up to my inner thigh above my knee. Finding stability here. My shoulders are dropped. I'm active in that standing leg, so I'm lifted out of it. I'm not sinking into that hip. And then if I'm ready, I'm going to lift my arms up overhead. Stabilize here first. Then start to wave those arms if you're ready. working to keep those hips facing forward and that knee turned out. So try not to let that knee come in. You're active in those hips, which helps that balance and stability. You're here for just 5 more seconds, whatever variation you've chosen. For 2, 1, release with control, release that leg, step it down, shake it out. That is all we have for today. Great work, you guys. Let me know if you have any questions, but if not, I will see you back here next